What if I told you in just 25 days you could lose 43 pounds, heal your body on a cellular level, and reset your metabolism all without having to count calories or worry about extensive exercise? Hi, I'm Chris James, the creator of a healthy alternative wellness brand, and for nearly a decade I've helped people transform their lives through fasting. Now today I'm going to be introducing our most powerful fasting strategy to date. Now if you've tried every diet, you've counted every calorie, you've worked out for hours, and you're still struggling with stubborn fat, inflammation, and fatigue, you're going to want to listen up. Today I'm introducing the DR96 Fasting Challenge. All right, y'all, what's up? Just want to do that quick ad. That is definitely sponsored by a healthy alternative. We've got the DR96 starting next week. So you guys got about 7 days before the challenge starts. We're going to be doing the preparation. It's going to be baked into the challenge, so you don't got to worry about prepping ahead of time. And a lot of you all have been hitting me up behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely excited for that challenge. And today I actually want to talk about a subject around the challenge, because when I started promoting the DR96, what I noticed was I was getting an influx of people who probably aren't familiar with a healthy alternative. Maybe they're not familiar with fasting, or maybe they're just not familiar with dry fasting. And so I've done my best to begin the process of addressing some of these questions. Today, we're going to be looking at this other comment that I've been getting. It's not a specific person, but it's a comment that I've been getting about the dry fasting protocol. And it essentially is, hey, who cares if you could lose 40 pounds, 50 pounds in a month, whatever the case may be, right? Doesn't matter, because out of that weight, 50% or more of it is just water. So if you're 100 pounds overweight and you lose 50 pounds in a month doing like the DR96 protocol or something like that, 25 pounds or more is just water. So it's not accurate as far as how much weight you're losing. It's pretty much a show. It's a scam. It's a trick. Okay. Now, I understand why people have a misconception about the weight loss on a dry fast. We have been taught that losing a pound a week is fast. We've been taught that's a healthy speed and that's a great pace. So a pound a week is going to be 4 pounds a month, okay? And over the course of a year, you're talking about 50 pounds or so. So that sounds like healthy weight loss. It's 1 pound, it's slow, boom, boom, boom. So yes, it's going to sound crazy if I'm telling you guys you could lose a year's worth of weight in 1 month. I don't know how else to say it. It's just the truth, okay? If you're going to just deny it, you're not going to listen to the content, you're not going to do more research, I can't do anything for you. But what I can tell you guys is you can go through, especially new people, you could go through our catalog, go to the Inspiring Inspirations playlist and look at all the people that have lost weight, okay? Justin specifically was one of the people who lost his weight majorly through dry fasting. So you guys can go check out his. But it is possible to do this, okay? Now, one big difference between water fasting and dry fasting, when you go to lose weight using water, if I were to tell you you're going to lose 50 pounds in a month, I would also preface it as saying you also probably got to be up in that 400 to 500 pound range, okay? For men, for women, you probably got to be in that 300 to 400 pound range. In order for you to lose 50 pounds doing water fasting in a month, you're going to have to fast straight throughout the entire month. We're talking 30 days, 31 days of fasting, and you're going to have to be morbidly obese. You're going to have to be really big, right? If you have 100 pounds to lose, which is what most of our people are looking at, they're looking at 100 pounds. If you were to straight water fast for 1 month, you're probably looking at around 35 pounds, something like that. So there's a big difference in how much weight we can lose. And also, you gotta fast straight. You're gonna lose the 35 pounds, but you're also gonna do a 30-day water fast. That's a big difference between dry fasting. With dry fasting, specifically the DR96, what we have done is we've created intervals where we're not going to be dry fasting at all. So you only dry fast for the 4 days, and then the other days, the refeeding days, right? Now, I want to look at dry fasting more clearly and more succinctly so that we can kind of put to bed this idea that you're just losing water weight. Okay? And I try to, in a playful way, make the information digestible for you guys so you can understand it's not just water weight. But if we look beyond water weight, okay, and we look at fat loss and autophagy, dry fasting initiates the metabolic pathways that extend beyond mere water loss. All right. The body enters a state of ketosis, which is going to utilize fat stores for energy. This is going to lead to actual fat loss. When your body is utilizing ketosis, that is fat loss, y'all. This is scientifically proven. This is not Chris. This isn't, whatever. Like that's what happens. Okay. So that is fat. That's not water. Now, fat has water. So you cannot separate the two. But for us to just say, oh, it's half of it's gonna be water. No, we just need to understand what's happening. Now, additionally, autophagy is a process where the body cleans out the damaged cells and regenerates new ones. Okay. Now, this is going to be enhanced during fasting periods, which is going to contribute to the overall health improvements. Now, when you dry fast, you get another upregulation on your autophagy. All right. When you have a lack of external hydration, it forces the body to utilize internal resources. So during the dry fast, the body cannot rely on external water like it typically will. So it just turns to intracellular water. Okay. Your true hydration, I call it your deep waters. Now, this is going to include breaking down damaged cells and inflamed tissue. So there's inflammation again, which enhances autophagy. Okay. This is going to promote deep cellular rejuvenation. Okay, so we've already began the process of describing why dry fasting is not just water. We're just getting started, but these are two huge heavy hitters. We're talking ketosis and we're talking autophagy. Both of these processes are enhanced with dry fasting. You get it with water, but you get more of it more quickly with dry fasting. Because remember, dry fasting is the original fast. When we do water fasting, we're fasting while supplementing with water. When you're dry fasting, you're just fasting. That is the traditional fast. And I think because in modern times, we have been, we're more used to water fasting. We think water fasting is the king. I get it. It's fine. And it is. And you can do lots of stuff. You can heal stuff. You don't have to dry fast, but that doesn't negate what dry fasting is and the benefits thereof. Okay. So we're going to get a more aggressive dry fast. We're going to get a more aggressive autophagy and things of that nature. Now, you're also going to be looking at increased fat breakdown. So since no food or water is coming in, the body's going to metabolize or mobilize fat stores at a faster rate to obtain both energy and metabolic water. Remember, your fat holds water, right? So we're going to break down the fat. We're going to steal that water. Earlier, we were talking about intracellular water. We're going to steal that water and we're going to utilize it to run the body. Well, you're dry fasting. So when you're water fasting, you're providing external water, which means that the body doesn't have to steal. So you're going to get more fat loss from the dry fasting because it's got to steal that water from somewhere. Right. And it's interested in stealing it from anywhere that it can, especially anywhere where inflammation lives. So inflammation and fat, they are both on the chopping block. It's like you have that list of people that work for you or whatever that they're always messing up. But you got to have them for whatever reason. You just need a body. But as soon as things change, they're the first to go. Inflammation and fat, that's what the body is looking at. So this is also and this is what I love about dry fasting and these processes. This fat breakdown, this also increases ketone production, which has been shown to trigger higher levels of autophagy and cellular repair. So I think you're seeing it becomes a circular situation here. Like everything is feeding into this positive benefit that you're getting from fasting. This is why dry fasting is such a beast. And I don't understand why people try to dispute this. Okay, you're going to get a reduction of inflammation, enhanced detoxification, and there are studies that show that fasting reduces pro-inflammatory cytokines. All right. And dry fasting is going to accelerate this process. This reduction that you're going to get is enhanced by dry fasting because everything is enhanced by dry fasting. We're going to force the body to metabolize and remove excess fluids that are trapped in inflamed tissues. We're attacking inflamed tissues again. You have arthritis, you have gut motility problems, whatever you've got going on, joint problems, these things, a lot of time, inflammation has a lot to do with this. Okay. You guys deal with a lot of bloating and gas and stuff. You're going to see major relief from utilizing dry fasting. Um, a lot of people get nervous about dry fasting. They think, okay, I have a bowel problem. I already have a bowel problem, like I'm constipated, right? Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this logic because you have to pay attention to your logic. The logic is I already have constipation. If I stop eating, my constipation will get worse. No, your constipation will not get worse. The only difference is you will be able to see how backed up you are for the first time. Because when you eat, you force food through, down, and out because you're constantly eating. Think of like a tube of toothpaste. You put pressure on one end, the toothpaste comes out the other end. That's exactly what's happening. That's why you see any movement with your bowels, right? But the reality is when you start fasting, you get to see how slow your bowels actually move. And then also, if you do it the right way, you can upregulate your digestive system and how quickly things exit. So yes, your bowels are going to slow, but they were already that slow. Okay, it's not. How do I explain this? You're just looking at it wrong. It's a perception is wrong. You think, oh, I'm having a bowel movement. That's because you're just full. You're completely full to the brim. So as you eat more, more comes out. But if you stop eating, you get to see how long food actually takes to move through your body. And hopefully that makes sense and it addresses another concern that people have had. If you have poor digestive, if you have a poor digestive system or slow bowels, you need to be fasting. That's what you want. And then what will happen? As the body starts stealing fat from your body, it'll use it to move and lubricate your system to move your bowels. So you're going to get more fat loss if you're constipated. Is that making sense? Like you got to think about the body as this very intelligent workshop or manufacturing plant or something. And if you give the manufacturing plant more resources, more people, more tools, more supplies, more product comes out the other end. But you have to be willing to give the body those resources. Intracellular water is not the same as H2O. It is a structured water. It is the water the body utilizes. So you are doing your body a benefit by actually allowing it to steal that intracellular water because now it doesn't have to go through the process of processing your H2O. Because that's what happens when you drink water. There is energy expended towards processing the H2O so that then you can get the benefit from using it. When we steal it from fat and inflammation in the body, we've already done that. So now you're giving the body a better resource. That's another reason why dry fasting is more optimal than water fasting. Now, understand there's different fasting methods for different things. You want different outcomes. Okay? I'm not going to ever tell you guys that one fasting method is bad or something or you shouldn't use it. They all have their benefit. We are just moving to the next phase where we're learning about dry fasting. And we've got hundreds of people signed up for this challenge. And by the way, I'm gonna let you guys know we are running out of supplies. Okay, I put out a message last week. We already went through our first round of supplies. We ordered more. We made some adjustments to the bundle so that we could offer more supplies, and we are already running out of those as well. So if you guys want to join now. And if you think you can't afford it, make sure that you check at checkout. We have a pay in series option where you could break the payment up into like 6 or 8 payments, and then that way you can still get whatever you want, and it'll be affordable for you. All right, you just got to go to the checkout and then pick one of the afterpay options. All right, water retention is often associated with inflammation. If you have lipedema or anything like that, okay, you've got trapped water, you got to get that flushed out of your system. Dry fasting is going to be absolutely amazing for you. All right. So by drying out the unnecessary extracellular fluid, all right, dry fasting is going to enhance detoxification at a faster rate. We're getting rid of the stagnated toxic water and fluid. We're getting it out of the system. Remember, understand this, y'all. Fluid has to move. Water has to move. Blood has to move. Lymph fluid has to move. Bile fluid, anything with water in it, it has to move. When you have it pooling around your lower body and stuff, it is going to become stagnated and it's going to become toxic and bacteria ridden. So we've got to move this stuff. Okay. So one of the reasons why it's important to do your rebounding or maybe use a vibration plate or walking or whatever the case may be, we've got to move it. And we cannot have all that water stagnated there. Do you guys understand that when you have when your lower body is all swollen and full of water, that is the body's cry for hydration? The reason why all of that water is being stored in your lower body is because you need hydration, and the body's thinking, I got to hold on to this water because I'm not getting hydration, so I'm trying to hold on to it as much as I can, and it's not efficient. You've got to give the body hydration. Now, the beautiful thing about it is the body can manufacture the perfect water if you give it the proper resource. In this case, it's not giving it any resources, it's letting it do it itself. Just get out of the way, right? Now, in other challenges and other videos, we talk about how you could do this through your eating habits. But that's not this challenge, that's not this talk. Just get out of the way, let the body do the work. So higher norepinephrine release. During dry fasting, it triggers a strong stress response, increasing norepinephrine, which is going to help maintain energy and stimulate fat breakdown. You're going to get elevated human growth hormone, or HGH. All right. This hormone is known to increase during fasting. When you're dry fasting, you get even more out of it. This is going to preserve your lean muscle, and also is going to enhance autophagy. Once again, baking into the entire point of this call. We've been talking about this the whole time. If you're worried about losing your muscle production, your muscles, your lean mass and things of that nature, we just debunked that. You're going to get elevated human growth hormone. With water fasting, you're talking about 2,000% increase of human growth hormone just in a couple of days of fasting. Imagine what you're going to get with dry fasting, you know? So we don't got to worry about lean muscle. We don't got to worry about hydration. We don't got to worry about all the weight coming back. It's just water weight. None of that stuff is true. These are fasting myths. And you have to speak to a fasting expert or professional to understand this. Anybody who teaches fasting either exclusively or primarily understands this already. Go to any of your favorite fasting gurus. And I'm not talking about the intermittent fasting guys. I'm talking about the people who in depth, they teach fasting in depth, all different types of fasting. Any of those people will tell you that you don't got to worry about gaining it all back. It's all water weight and you're going to lose all your lean muscle. That only comes from pseudoscience. That's not reality, okay? And in any other industry, you wouldn't go and ask a lawyer how to fix a car. No one does that. You go to a mechanic. So why do we go to people who are not qualified to talk about fasting, right? Even if your lawyer wants to talk about his car and what he's doing to his car and whatever, and he tinkers with his car on the side, you're still not going to think of your lawyer as the person you're going to go and talk to about your mechanical problems. You're going to go to your mechanic. Right? Your lawyer might know a little bit about cars. He's worked on cars a little bit. That's not his profession. That's not his expertise. He doesn't know cars ins and out like a mechanic, someone who works on it every day. So when you are looking to learn and understand about fasting, go to someone who works on it every day. And then when you look at somebody like me, I get to work with hundreds or thousands of people. So it's not just my personal experience. It's the experience of everybody from our community. And this is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. So we talked about reduced inflammation. So we've got chronic inflammation is going to be linked to many health issues, including obesity and metabolic syndrome. Right? Just to name a couple. And there's studies that have shown that fasting can release the pro-inflammatory cells, thereby decreasing inflammation in the body. We already know that. We're getting rid of inflammation. It's just water weight. It's not just water weight. It's inflammation. Does that matter to you? Do you care? that most of your disease is linked to inflammation, and dry fasting is able to reduce inflammation dramatically, thus reducing that connection to dis-ease. Does that make sense? I don't understand why people dispute this stuff. It's like we have some thought in our head, we think we're right, and we cannot grasp new information. And we also cannot come to terms with the fact that maybe mainstream sources have been lying to us, and therefore we're not getting proper information to begin with. A lot of people cannot come to terms with that. You're going to get enhanced cellular repair. All right, we've already talked about this. During the fasting, the body's going to enhance its cellular repair process, including autophagy once again, which helps in removing dysfunctional proteins and organelles, thereby promoting more health. What is this saying? When you fast and when you dry fast, because you're getting increase of everything, the body cleanses at a cellular level and an intracellular level. Organelles are the organs of the cells. That's intracellular cleansing. I mean, how powerful is that? All you got to do is stop eating and drinking. This is why major religions teach dry fasting. This is why. Now, there's more benefits, right? There's spiritual benefits and things of that nature, but it's all encompassing. You cannot separate it. Okay. Are you dealing with hormone imbalance? Well, guess what? Dry fasting influences the secretion of hormones related to stress and growth. So, we're talking about that norepinephrine. We're talking about human growth hormone, which can aid in fat loss and muscle preservation. And also, you get better functionality out of your muscles as well for going through this process, because remember, your muscles are inflamed too. When we go to the gym, when we work out and we get that pump, we are inflaming our muscles. We're putting stress on our body. This process of dry fasting has the ability to reduce the inflammation. So you may lose what you think, what you perceive as muscle mass. If you look just with your eyes, you'll be like, I'm smaller. Of course I lost muscle. No, you were just inflamed, right? Back in the day, all the children were taking creatine. Back in high school, they were taking creatine. They was working and they looked puffed up and big. And aesthetically, it looked great. But the reality was it was just all water. It's just inflammation, right? We're doing the same thing. We're bruising, we're damaging our body, which is fine. The stress is good, but you also need to rest the body. Well, when you fast, you get perfect rest. So your muscles will become more functional, actually, even though you look smaller. So you have to ask yourself the question, what's more important? Being inflamed and looking bigger and having that aesthetic, or being more optimal? You're going to be less prone to disease, tears, rips, cut breakdowns, all that crazy stuff that happens, strains. You're going to be way less prone when your muscles and your body are optimized through fasting. So this is actually a huge benefit. Now, we got to understand that weight regain, when we look at the weight regain, now there is going to be weight regain. Okay. So this is the thing, right? We don't want to make it seem like you're going to dry fast, you're going to lose, the DR96, that challenge, we're promoting 43 pounds in 25 days. Okay. What we don't want to do is say you're going to lose that weight and you're going to keep it all off. Okay. There's always the opportunity for you to gain weight back. If you break your fast improperly, if you go back to old eating habits, if you just say, I'm just going to fast, I'm going to lose some weight and I'm going to go back to what I was doing. Yes, you're going to regain weight. And depending on what you were doing, you're going to regain more or less. There are ways to reduce how much weight you gain back, and there are ways to eliminate how much weight you gain back. We'll be looking at that in the challenge. But for right now, I want you guys to understand that you're probably looking at anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds of weight coming back, depending on you as an individual. Okay. We got to remember that fasting is it's an individual thing. There's individual factors, genetics, baseline health status, adherence to the post-fasting dietary practices. Did you prep properly? Did you refeed properly? All of these things are important and factors in how much weight you're going to gain back. If you're a woman, are you on your cycle? There's many, many, many things. Okay. So when I say 5 to 10 pounds, maybe it sounds like, oh, 10 pounds, that's a lot. We need to understand why the weight comes back and what that weight is. However, the weight, if let's just say you do everything per our instructions and you don't have any weird abnormalities, there's nothing weird going on, right? What you will see is that the weight that you regain, let's say it's 5 pounds, it is not the same as the weight that you lost. You're losing one thing and you're gaining something completely different, right? We talked about, well, it's just water weight. Understand, most of us walk around here dehydrated. So if we are dehydrated and we do something to improve the hydration of the body, you're going to gain weight. It is not bad weight, not at all. It's a good thing. Okay? Also, you have there's when your digestive system goes to rest because you're dry fasting, there are fluids that are not being produced anymore, digestive fluids that aren't being produced. Those fluids are weight. They weigh something. Okay? The body, you start eating, the body starts producing those fluids again, you gain weight. But it's not the same weight you lost. One of the ways that this is like a simple way to understand this. When we would look at people losing large amounts of weight and regaining 10 pounds, for example, I would ask them, hey, you lost weight, you went from let's say a size 42 waist down to a size 34 waist. Okay. There's a huge improvement, crazy results. When you stopped fasting, did your size 34 pants still fit? Even though you gained the 10 pounds, did the pants still fit? Yeah. Huh. Interesting. How does that work? If you're gaining 10 pounds back, why do your pants still fit? The reason why your pants still fit the same way is because the weight you lost is not the weight you're gaining back. You're rehydrating the cells. You have digestive fluids. You're actually improving the quality of your physique. It is a benefit. This is not a bad thing. Okay? You're getting hydration deeper in places that you were atrophied before. Okay? This is a benefit. We look at the weight gain as a bad thing. We let it get us depressed. Once again, you got to look logically at things. You have to be a scientist. The body is more dynamic than just stepping on a scale. We understand that. That's why there's such a thing as a BMI. And we look at other factors. Okay? So you have a dynamic body. And when you gain the weight back, as long as you're doing things the proper way and you don't have any, specific other variants going on, the weight that you gain is not the weight that you lost, and that is to your benefit. One thing I can suggest for you all, if you want to have a better, accurate understanding of what's going on in your body, one of our affiliate partners has what they call it's a body pod scale. Okay, what the scale does is it measures many different variables that are going on in your body, so that you're not just simply looking at weight, and you can have a clearer picture of what happened before and what happened after, and then what happened when you gain that water back, or whatever it is that you gained back. Okay. If you guys exercise, and what I'll do is, actually, you know what? I have a coupon for that. I'll put the link in the comment section. I'll put the link. You guys can grab it. I'll give you the coupon if you want one of those. I have one. Me and Steven have actually used that scale to track. Now, when you're talking about a scale, this is one of the most accurate scales on the market. Okay, but it's still a scale. There's other tools that you could use, but you got to go to a facility. You're going to pay whatever to get like a specific scan, and that'll be more accurate. But if you guys are looking for something simple that you could repeat, you can save a little money. You just make that upfront investment, get the little scale that gives you the body part readings, and then you'll get way more information about it, and that'll maybe help you understand what's going on with your body. Okay, so I want to wrap this up. I want to make sure that you guys understand, when you start fasting, it is a completely different process from, what you probably think, and you got to study it to understand it. I want to invite anybody who's interested, anybody who learned something today, come join the DR96. A lot of you guys are talking about dry fasting on your own. That's fine. You just want to make sure to do it the right way. If you have concerns about how to do it the right way, come join us. We're going to teach it. We're going to do it in a large group. There's going to be a tremendous amount of support to make sure that you do it safely. People say, oh, you don't need to join a challenge to drive fast. No, you don't. As a matter of fact, I teach the DR96 on a whole nother video. But you know what happened when I put that video out? And it got tens of thousands of views. I put that video out. You know what people said in the comment section? We want you to turn this into a challenge. So I did. People are so shady. They're like, you can't do anything right. You put the information out for free. People asked it for you to turn it into a challenge. You turn it into a challenge. Now people are saying you're just trying to make money off of us. It's like you can't win, right? So you just do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you need to do. And so this is what I think is going to be the most advantageous for those who are looking to fast track their weight loss. We're talking about being able to lose 43 pounds in 25 days with the particular DR96 challenge that we're doing in this month. If you guys want to do it on your own and you want to keep rolling beyond what we're doing in this challenge, you can lose 50 pounds in a month. You can. And it's an incredible process. Okay. But this is a tool that you'll be able to learn, take it with you. Link is going to be in the description box. It's going to be in the comment section. Come join us. The supplies are running low. So get in now, order your supplies. Let's get ready and let's go. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button. And as always, the application of knowledge is power. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. Alkaline.